I reckon we're good to go. Good, good. Morning, morning. I put my washing out, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the predicted rain holds off until after the class and actually get some washing done. But it's a lovely blustery autumnal day, my favourite season, heading in towards autumn. And yeah, blustery day today. So we'll blow the cobwebs away and we'll start that process of a nice autumnal flow. So I don't know if any of you watch Dragon's Den. Any of you watch Dragon's Den? And you might, if you do, you will recognise the man Stephen Bartlett. Stephen Bartlett is the youngest dragon on the team of dragons, and he's a young tech entrepreneur who made an absolute fortune in his early 20s, sold his company, and now does a lot of speaking and helping other companies become as successful as his was. But he also hosts a really good podcast, one of my favourite podcasts, called Diary of a CEO. And he put something, after his little podcast, he put something up this week, which I really like. So with that in mind, I'll just read it to you. I'm not reading my emails, I'm just reading this little post he put up after speaking to one of his guests. Today is a brand new day. Every day that came before it has gone. Those days don't matter now. You can't alter the story of the past, so let it go. Today, you have a brand new chance to embody your values, to show up as your most authentic self, to be your best, to be kind, and to consequentially change the trajectory of your life. Today, you woke up holding a pen. Life has given you a brand new chance to write the story. What are you going to write? I love that. What are we going to write? So let's start by lying down. You can think on that throughout the class, deciding what that pen will write for you on this beautiful day, this beautiful season ahead of us. So as we come to lie down, the start of a new day, middle of the week, maybe bring your knees in towards your chest. I'm going to stay seated for a minute, guys, just so I can talk to you. But go ahead and lie down, give your knees a nice squeeze, maybe have a little rock side to side. Sometimes when we practice in the morning, we bring with us a few kind of aches and pains from maybe lying down in bed. So just ease out and soothe the spine with a little bit of rhythmic movement, maybe just rocking or circling the knees. And then we'll go ahead and bring the feet down to the floor. We're going to keep the knees bent this morning to begin with. Just walk your feet a little bit wider apart, heels in, toes gently turned out. And just let your knees rest against each other. It's called constructive rest. Ah, what a beautiful thing. Maybe pick up your hips and just lengthen your tailbone down towards the end of your mat. You can lift your chest and snuggle your shoulder blades down. Or maybe pick up your head, tuck your chin in ever so slightly to lengthen the neck. Just create that feeling of space around the back body. Arms might rest down by the side of the body, or a hand on the chest, a hand on the belly, wherever intuitively they might fall this morning. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, just breathe away the week thus far, whatever that might have brought you here this morning. Thinking of those words, today is a brand new day. Brand new day on the mat. And with that comes maybe a different experience than the last time we met. So every time we practice, I know you will practice regularly, every time we practice, we bring something different. So on this Wednesday morning, take a quick scan through the body, just see what you're working with this morning. Paying heed to any aches and pains, any areas that maybe need a little bit of TLC. If you've not been for a while and you need to just take it easy, if you're feeling a little bit stiff, honouring that throughout the practice. Every time we practice, it's a brand new practice. Even if we did the same thing every single day, we'd feel it slightly differently. Every inhale, an opportunity to breathe in all the way down to those lowermost lobes of your lungs, and every exhale, an opportunity to let go of something, somewhere, around the shoulders, the upper body. As it starts to get a little bit colder, we might find that we're bracing ourselves against that, holding on to a little bit of tension. So see if you can just soften the jaw, down the neck, into the shoulders, and down the arms and into the fingers. Opening up some space across your collarbones as we start to allow the breath to settle into that lovely, steady rhythm, one that we can sustain throughout the practice. So whatever your arms are doing, let's gently bring them out level with the shoulders. You're making that capital T shape with your arms, reaching the fingertips in opposite directions. Just separate the knees, pointing them up towards the ceiling. With your heels in, your toes turned ever so slightly out. Let's just drop the knees over to the right side for a gentle awakening through the spine, coming into a twist. Maybe flex the feet a little bit, adjust the position of your feet if your knees are feeling it. Picking up the head to look over that left arm. Let's find a little bit of space in the shoulder by bringing your right hand across the body. Right hand rests on left shoulder. And just let the elbow drop down towards the middle of your chest. Always place a hand on your heart if it's uncomfortable on the shoulder. Just take a couple of nice deep breaths there, trying to breathe into the back of that right shoulder, letting the shoulder drop away from the ear, lengthening the other arm out, long on the floor. Lovely, relaxing the buttocks, relaxing the knees. And then sliding that right arm all the way out to the side. Coming back up through the center with those legs, and we'll try that on the other side. So as you tip the knees over to the left, little flex in the ankle. Again, picking up the head to look over the right arm this time, and then this time left arm comes across. Fingertips resting on right shoulder, dropping the elbow down the chest. Just let it rest nice and comfortably. Breathing gently into the back of the shoulder, just opening up some space. Trying to relax both knees down towards the floor, relax into the buttocks. And then head coming to center, reaching the arms out to the sides, bringing the knees up through the middle. Let's take a little tick-tock from side to side with breath. So we inhale and exhale over to the right, maybe looking over the left. Inhale to center, rolling over the heels as you take the knees in the opposite direction. So as you do that little tick-tock of the knees from side to side, you can start to gently press your hips in the same direction as your knees, if that feels comfortable. So we're almost arching the back a little bit as you begin to open up some space in the hips. Let's do one more over to the right side and one more over to the left side. See how that feels this morning, noticing any tightness, and again, little pockets of tension you might be carrying. When you've come back from that left side, let's walk the feet hip width apart now, snuggling heels in towards your bottom, and bring the arms down by the side of the body, palms flat to the floor. And just pick up your toes for a minute, just spread them out, maybe give them a little wiggle. And then as you bring them down to your mat, keep a little bit of space between those toes. Pressing into your feet as you inhale, let's come up into a little shoulder bridge, so you might keep it nice and low. Pressing into your toes, and then as you exhale, roll your way down. So one movement, one breath. So as you inhale, we start with that little pelvic tilt, squeezing the bottom gently as you lift the hips up. And exhale, roll down. Do that one more time, and maybe just have a quick peep down the front of your body to make sure that your hips are square up towards the ceiling, not dipping from side to side, lowering down. This next time, we're going to lift up and hold. So we're pushing the hips up towards the sky. Pressing down through the feet. You can stay there or reach both arms up and then lengthen them back behind you. Fingertips reaching back, knees stretching forwards. Maybe lift up onto the balls of the feet. Walk in a little closer so you can lift your heels even higher. Keeping the arms where they are, keeping the heels lifted. Roll your way down through the spine. Feel that lovely sense of space between each vertebra. And when your hips touch down, keep the arms where they are, but stretch one leg out and then the other. So we're in a full body stretch. Maybe have a little wiggle and a jiggle there, stretching into one side of the body and then the other as you find, again, some space in the hips, maybe arching your back a little bit as you point the toes. And then coming back to that lovely full body stretch, we'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring one knee and then the other in towards your chest, one hand on each knee. Give those knees a squeeze, an option to lift your nose up towards your knees, coming into a little ball, stretching out through the back of the neck. Lovely. Lower the head, lower the shoulders. With one hand on each knee, either take the knees round in a circle, keeping them together. That will kind of release any tension in the back. Or if your hips feel tight today, take the knees round in 2 individual circles, like you're doing a little breaststroke with the legs. So again, tuning into your body, listening to your body on this brand new day. It's new practice. Whatever you're doing with your legs, just gently change direction. So if you're circling the knees together or parting the knees like a little frog. Lovely. Let's bring the knees back in towards your chest. You can roll to one side or you can hold behind your knees and roll your way up. And we'll come round onto all fours this morning. So planting your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips there, spreading the hands nice and wide and pressing down into your shins, pressing into your palms, feeling that lovely elongation through the spine as you find your tabletop. And then we'll come into our cat and our cow. So as we inhale, keep pressing into your hands as you bring your chest forwards, sticking the tailbone up, and then rounding the back into that lovely angry cat. Just moving with your breath out. Inhale, traveling forwards, heart lifting. Exhale, hugging belly button to spine. Maybe close your eyes here. Remember, if your chest or shoulders feel a little bit stiff or tight, you can always give yourself more space by widening your hands towards the outside edges of your mat. Lovely. I'm going to start to move this. So let's all come back to our lovely tabletop position at all fours. We'll take an inhale there. And as you exhale, let's come back down into a child pose, hips to heels. You can bring your forearms down if that's comfortable. And then inhale, we'll come forwards and up, back onto all fours, chest lifting. And exhale, rounding back into your child pose. Let's do a couple more like that, seeing how that feels, our rolling wave of movement up and down the spine as we travel back and forth. Lovely. Let's all meet in that child pose. Hips coming back towards your heels. Don't worry if your bottom doesn't quite touch your heels. This time we'll inhale, come back onto all fours. And as you exhale, nudge your hips to the right and look over your right shoulder, drawing that shoulder back like you're wagging your tail. Inhale to center. Wag your tail to the left, drawing the left shoulder towards your hip. Inhaling to the middle and exhaling back into your child pose. So inhale, we come forwards and up onto all fours. Exhale, hips to the right and look towards the back of your mat, looking over right shoulder. Inhale to center. Look over left shoulder. Lovely. Inhale and exhale back into that child pose. Let's do that one more time. So inhale. Wagging your tail, so we're shortening one side of the body, coming through the middle. And as you draw that shoulder to your hip, we do so on the other side. Inhale to center and exhale. Let's come down into that child pose. Beautiful. Resting in child pose now. Walk the hands forward a little bit. Come onto tips of fingers and thumbs. And stretch the arms out in front of you. Lifting the palms, the forearms up from the floor there if you can. Leaving some space into the side of the body. Lovely. And then bringing those palms down, we're going to start to add on a little bit of flow, a little bit of balance. So we'll come onto all fours. As you do so, extend your right arm and left leg, shoulder and hip height. If that's too much, you can always just work the leg. And as you exhale, bring the hand down, come back down into that child pose. Inhaling, left arm and right leg extend. And exhale, come back down into that child pose. Lovely. So right arm and left leg extending as you come up on an inhale. And then placing the hand back down, knee back down as you come into that child pose. Last time with the left arm, right leg extending, reaching out long and coming back into your child pose. This time as you come up, right arm, left leg, stretch it out in front of you. So if you can, take the arm and the leg out in a slight diagonal for a little bit of balance challenge this morning. Come all the way back to center Keep the leg lifted, but bring the hand back down underneath the shoulder. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring your knee to your chest, your nose to your knee, press into your hands. Inhale, take the toes up towards the sky, bending the knee. Chest comes forwards. Exhaling, rounding up, nose to knee. Lovely. Let's do that twice more. So keep pressing into your hands as you bring your chest forwards and then squeezing everything in. Lovely. Let's do that one more time. Hugging that knee in towards your chest. And now take that leg all the way back behind you, straightening the leg. And then cross your left foot over your right foot. Press the heel away from you. And again, draw that right shoulder back as you look towards your heel. Push into your hands, bring your belly button towards your spine. Now you can stay there. Or if you want a little balance challenge, bring both hands over to the right side of your mat. And then maybe reach your left arm out on diagonal. So you're reaching over to the right. And then if you're feeling really brave, try lifting that left foot off the floor. Oh, making a little banana shape with the body. Lovely. Bring the hand down. Bring that leg directly back behind you. Ball of foot to floor and have a roll over the toes. Oh, that was a balance challenge, wasn't it? You can stay there or tuck your right toes under. You're going to take that left leg up into a three-legged dog. You can do this from all fours. Bending the knee, drop your heel to your bottom and press your ribcage back towards that standing leg. So you're opening up into the hip this morning. Lovely. Stretching that leg all the way back behind you. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, step or help it forwards and lower your back knee. Flattening your toes, let's bring both hands to that left knee and pressing your chest all the way forwards and up, rolling shoulders away from the ears. We'll come into that lunge. Beautiful. Press into your front foot. We'll reach the arms up towards the sky. Taking the arms into a lovely generous V as you open up through the chest. Maybe take your gaze up towards the sky. Spread the fingers. Greeting this day. Windy day. I can hear the wind outside. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring both hands down, framing that front foot. Lovely. Tuck the back toes under. Come onto your fingertips. Take an inhale. Hamstring stretch. Slide the hips back. Maybe keeping the knee bent and the foot on the floor, or go ahead and pull the toes back towards your face. Maybe even bring your left hand around the ball of the foot to stretch out through the back of the leg. Breathing some space into the back of that left leg. Lovely. Releasing the hands, bending that front knee, keeping the right hand on the floor. We're going to take the left arm all the way up towards the sky, opening up into a lovely twist. Beautiful. Then bring both hands to the inside of your front foot and step back onto all fours. Separating the hands onto the shoulders, take an inhale. Exhale, bottom to heels. Down into your child pose. Now, inhaling, left arm and right leg extend. And exhale, coming back down into your child pose. Right arm, left leg extend, reaching out and reaching back. And then back down into your child pose. This time we'll keep the left arm and right leg extended. So we've got the opposite arm and leg extended. So if you can lift that front arm a little bit higher, come up towards the sky as you take arm and leg out in a little diagonal. See if you can find that balance. Lovely. Coming back to center. Bring the hands down. And we'll press into your hands, take an inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, nose to knee. Make that lovely angry cat shape. Keep the knee bent, toes up towards the sky, chest forwards, inhale. Exhale to squeeze it in, little scorpion pose. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, toes lift. And exhale to squeeze. Lovely. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. This time we'll take the leg all the way back behind you, straight leg. And we'll cross right leg over left leg this time. Ball of foot to floor. Press the heel away and look over your left shoulder. So we're firming up through the belly, pressing into your hands. You can stay there or bring both hands over to the left side of your mat. This time you might extend your right arm across on the diagonal, reaching to the left. And maybe try lifting your right leg up off the floor. Ooh, so it's your top leg. You'd be hard pushed to do the bottom leg. I'm impressed. Bring the hand down. Let's bring that leg all the way back behind you. Straightening the leg, ball of foot to floor as you rock back and forth. Remember, you can do all of this next sequence from all fours, or join me in three-legged dog, taking that right leg up and back, bending the knee. Pressing your rib cage to your thighs. Let's turn the knee up towards the sky, opening up some space there. Lovely. Extend that leg all the way back behind you, take an inhale. And as you exhale, step it forward. So we've got the right foot coming forwards this time, and lower the back knee. Hands on the front knee or thigh, so you can lift up nice and tall. Pressing into the floor, rising on up, sweeping the arms up into that lovely crescent lunge. Separating the arms, maybe lifting the chest up a little bit. Beautiful, hands coming down. Tucking the back toes under as you lift up onto your fingertips with an inhale. Exhale, slide the hips back. Maybe pull the toes back towards your face, maybe even bring your right hand over the ball of the foot, or go ahead and keep the knee bent and the foot on the floor if your hamstring feels a little tight today. Leaving some space into the back of the leg. Lovely. And then we'll release the foot to the floor, bend the front knee, left hand stays on the floor, right arm lifts this time, coming into that lovely twist. Beautiful, separating the arms and then bringing both hands down to the inside of the front foot so we can step back onto all fours. Lovely, hands under the shoulders, take an inhale. Exhale, coming back down into that child pose. Beautiful. Come onto all fours. Coming into a little twist now, so I'll turn around to face you. Beautiful. So pressing into your left hand, you're going to take the right arm all the way up towards the sky as you inhale. And as you exhale, feed that right arm under the left arm as we thread the needle. The right arm lifts, so bring your chest forwards as you inhale. And exhale, maybe the hips drop back as you feed the arm through. Do that one more time, inhale. And this time, we're going to feed your right arm all the way underneath you. Shift the weight forward so you can come down onto the side of the head there, just above your ear. Adjusting that opposite hand by your face. And see if you can lean ever so gently into that right shoulder. So again, bring the body weight slightly forwards there. Now you might stay exactly where you are this morning. We'll go ahead and slide left leg. So you've got your right arm underneath you. And it's your left leg, you're sliding back behind you, keeping the ball of the foot on the floor. Again, you might choose to stay there. Or see if you can take that left leg out to the side, roughly lining up your big toe with your knee. If that's too much, you keep both knees underneath you. Beautiful. Press into that left hand. You're going to bring both hands underneath your shoulders. Go ahead and take that left leg out to the side if you've not done so. Then walk your hands back and lift up into your gate pose. So you can always bend that left knee if that's more comfortable on the hip. Press the hips forwards or take an inhale. Coming over the top as you exhale, so right arm over the top. Lovely. Inhale, reach up to the sky. And coming back down over that leg. Seeing if you can find a little bit more depth. One more time, inhale. And slides down the shin. Beautiful. We'll come all the way back up, reaching the arms out. You're going to lift that top hip up and reach right arm down towards the floor. Now you might just stay there, reaching the top arm across the body so you've got a lovely long line. Or see if you can bring your right hand down to the floor, reaching that top arm alongside your ear and maybe even lifting your top leg. If that's too much, you just stay in that lovely gate pose. Lovely. Can we use a bit of momentum now to come all the way back up through the middle? That's the hard bit, isn't it? Inhale, reaching up. And as you exhale, bring both hands down underneath your shoulders. Beautiful. We're going to take that left leg all the way back behind you and come up into your downward facing dog. From your downward dog, have a little pedal out through your feet there. Bending one knee and then the other as we just take the heat out of the knees. And then finding a moment of stillness in your downward dog, powering your hands forwards and down as you send your hips up and back. And then as you inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet. And as you exhale, rock back, sending the heels back and down. Don't worry if they don't touch. Twice more, inhale. Lifting heels and exhale, rocking them down towards the floor. One more time, inhale. And exhale, lovely. Coming down onto all fours. flattening your feet. We're going to try that on the opposite side. So let me come and face you. So this time pressing into right hand, left arm. You're going to reach up towards the sky as you inhale and feed the arm underneath as you exhale. Lovely. And again, chest coming forwards, breathing in, reaching up. And breathing out as you reach underneath. Lovely. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. And this time as you exhale, feed the arm underneath, bring your head forwards. So again, we're resting just above the ear. Lovely. Take a little lead into that left shoulder. See if you can reach that left arm a little further away from you. You might stay there. Or right leg slides back behind you, ball of foot on floor. You can stay there, or take right leg out to the side, roughly lining up your big toe with your knee. A little bit of balance challenge. And then pressing into your right hand, let's bring both hands back down underneath your shoulders, taking that right leg out to the side if you've not done so, so we can walk our way up into our gate pose, extending the arms. Remember, you can bend that knee if you need to. Lovely. Let's take an inhale as you press the hips forwards, coming over the top as you exhale, reaching up towards the sky. Inhale, so we come up halfway and see if you can find a little bit more depth. Lovely. One more time. Hips stay pressed forwards as you come into that stretch, and then reaching the arms out to the side, and then lift that top hip up as you reach the right arm alongside the ear and left fingertips to floor. You can stay there, or left hand comes down this time, reaching that top arm alongside your ear, and maybe lifting that top leg only if that feels good. It's a heavy lever, so don't worry if you want to keep it on the floor. A bit of momentum now to come all the way back up, reaching the arms up. Take an inhale and exhale, bring the hands down, sliding that leg behind you. We'll come back up into our downward facing dog, or stay on all fours if that's preferable this morning. Again, having that little pedal out, maybe a little wiggle of your hips from side to side. And then rising up onto the balls of the feet. This time we're going to ripple the body forwards to plank as you inhale. And as you exhale, push back downward dog. If that's too much, just lift and lower the heels like before. Inhale, rolling the body forwards to plank. And exhale, pushing the hips up and back. Last time we'll come forwards to plank and pause. Pressing into your hands, doming the upper back, so you're trying to lift your chest away from the floor. We'll take an inhale. Exhale, knees down, chest down. Flattening your feet. Hands might be off your mat if you need more space, or keeping them alongside the shoulders. And as you inhale into your cobra, get those elbows hugged in and extend out through your toes, and then roll your way down. Let's do that twice more. So rippling a little bit of length through the front body as you inhale, and then all the way down as you exhale. Lovely. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Coming back onto all fours. Tuck your toes under and sit back towards your heels into a half dog. Nice stretch out through the balls of the feet there. And from there, sliding hands under shoulders as you come onto all fours, lifting the hips into your downward dog. And from your downward dog, walk your feet towards your hands now, coming to the top of your mat. Planting your feet hip width. Go ahead and cradle your elbows, maybe have a little sway if that feels nice this morning. Just letting your body drape down over your legs. How does that feel? Lovely. And then letting go of the elbows, we'll slowly roll our way up to stand. Head comes up last. Arms heavy. Beautiful. Little roll of the shoulders at the top. So you're standing towards the top of your mat. Just make sure you've got some mat behind you that you can step back into as we come into a little flow this morning. So reaching the arms up, let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, we'll hinge forwards, coming into your forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Hands to shins or thighs. We'll come up halfway, breathing in. And breathing out to fold. Let's rise up to stand, press into your feet, reach up towards the sky. Hands coming to heart, exhale. We're going to do that twice more, so reaching up. Heart leads the way as you come down over the legs. Hands to shins or thighs, sliding shoulders away from ears as you come up halfway, and then folding all the way down. Rising on an inhale, pressing into feet. Hands coming to heart. Exhale, last time with our half sun salutes, warming the body up. And again, be generous with that knee bend as you come down if you need to. Maybe your fingertips stay on the floor for your flat back, or slide them up the legs. And then folding. Rising up, taking inhale. Hands coming to heart, exhale, lovely. We're going to add on this next time. So sweeping the arms out and up, taking inhale. And this time as you exhale, bring the hands behind you and interlace your hands. So you can always keep your elbows bent, or go ahead and straighten your arms, draw the knuckles down. Maybe press your hips forward, squeezing the bottom gently so you can open up through the chest, maybe even lifting the gaze up towards the sky. Lovely, releasing the arms. Let's take an inhale as you reach up. And as you exhale, we'll take that forward fold all the way down. Lifting up halfway, breathing in. And this time as you breathe out, slide your right leg back behind you and bring the knee down to the floor. Flattening the toes, reaching both arms up. Interlacing the hands above the head and just push those palms up towards the ceiling. Lengthen out through the sides, the body will take a breath in. And then take a little side bend over to the right, keeping that front knee forwards. Take an inhale, back to center, and then tick-tock to the other side. As you come up, back up through the middle, drop your chin to your chest and bring your hands behind your head. Bring up your thumbs. So as you lift your chin, you can draw the elbows apart. You can always bring your fingertips to your temples if it's a little tight with the hands behind the head. You might stay there gazing forwards or start to lift the gaze, open up through the chest as you draw the elbows apart. Lovely. Reaching the arms up, we'll take an inhale and exhale, bring the hands down. Pick up the back knee. Now press into your hands, really dome the upper back. Keep your shoulders over your wrists as you step back into plank. Taking an inhale. And as you exhale, knees down, chest down, elbows hug the ribs. Finding a little cobra as you inhale, lifting up through the chest. And exhale to roll down. Coming onto all fours with an in-breath. Tuck the toes, bottom to heels. Exhale, half dog. Lovely. Coming back onto all fours. Finding your way back into downward facing dog. Maybe bringing your feet in half a step or so you can send those hips up and back. Pressing down with your hands. So again, you can send your hips high. Keeping a generous bend in the knees if you need to. And then bending the knees, looking forwards. As you inhale, walk or step to the top of your mat. And exhale, fold over the legs. Let's rise up to stand. Breathing in. And breathing out, hands to heart. Let's try that on the other leg. So inhale, reaching up. And as you exhale, hands swim behind you. So again, you can interlace them. And if you're feeling really clever, swap the other little finger on top. So it's the way that feels really weird now. Draw the knuckles down, open up through the chest, gentle squeeze the buttocks as you press the hips forwards. Opening up some space this morning. And then releasing, arms lift up, take an inhale. All the way down as you exhale into your forward fold. Lifting up halfway, breathing in. Left leg this time slides back so we can bring the knee down to the floor. Let's sweep those arms up towards the sky. Again, interlace them. Again, if you're feeling clever, you can put the other little finger on top. Upper arms hug the ears or take an inhale. And coming over to the left as you exhale. Don't worry if you're going the opposite way. Come back to center. Because we're going the opposite way now. Lovely. Inhaling. And again, this time we'll drop the chin to the chest. Free up the thumbs again so you can cradle the hands around the back of the head. Then lift your chin. Draw those elbows back. Option again to come into that little back bend as you drop the weight of the head into your hands, keeping the elbows spread nice and wide. Lovely. Arms lift up, take an inhale. And hands come down. So press into your hands as you pick up the back knee. Really try and dome your upper back like the angry cat. And send that right leg back into your plank on an inhale. Exhale, knees down, chest down. Flatten your feet, come into your little cobra, or maybe a little sphinx pose if that feels better today. And exhale to roll down. Back onto all fours, taking an inhale. Tuck the toes, hips to heels, half dog. You can come onto all fours and stay on all fours, stay in child pose, or again, join me in downward dog. Again, maybe walking those feet in half a step or two so you can send the hips up and back. Pausing there for a moment again, stretching out through the sides of the body. And then looking forward, bending your knees as you inhale, walk or step to the top of your mat. And exhale to fold. Rising on up, breathing in. Hands coming down to heart, breathing out. Lovely. So we're going to add on our little flow. And if it feels a little bit too challenging to come into a high lunge today with your back knee lifted, you can always stay with your back knee on the floor. Let's add on. So it starts the same, reaching up as you inhale. Exhale, bring the hands behind you. And again, we're going to interlace them or simply bring your hands onto your bottom. So you might want to stay there this morning, opening up through the chest, or bend the knees and start to drape your body over your legs. Arms come up and over, only if that feels good on the shoulders. If that's too much, you can always just come into a forward fold, allowing the weight of the head to drop down, the arms to come over. Lovely, releasing the hands onto your back. As you inhale, rise up to stand, sweep the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, come into a chair pose, send the hips back. You can always bring your hands to your heart, stretch them out in front of you or come up into that lovely wide V. Weight back in the heels. See if you can sink down a little deeper, keeping those knees forwards. Lovely. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, send the hands down to the floor into your forward fold. Lifting up halfway. Inhale. Exhale, right leg, slide or step it back. This time getting ready for a high lunge. So walk those feet hip width apart. And when you're ready, rise on up. All 10 toes pointing forward, still bend in that back knee as you reach the arms up towards the sky. Lovely. Again, interlacing the hands, push the palms up. We'll take an inhale. Over to the right as you exhale. All of this can be done with the knee down. Inhale to the middle. Over to the other side. Lovely. Inhale to center. And again, bring the hands behind the head, freeing up those thumbs. Pull the elbows back if you're feeling balanced and brave. Take your gaze up towards the sky. Otherwise, keep your head in a more neutral position. Arrow those arms up. Take an inhale. Hands come down. Exhale. Option downward dog or three-legged dog. Taking that left leg all the way up and back behind you. Lovely. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, roll the body forwards to plank, lowering your foot as your shoulders come over your wrists. Press into your hands, dome your back, shift your weight forwards as you inhale, down onto your belly as you exhale, knees lifted or lowered. Your back bend, maybe a sphinx, maybe a cobra, maybe an upward dog, pressing into palms of hands, tops of feet, for all meet in downward facing dog. So have a rest in child pose whenever you need to. Otherwise, we're in that downward dog, an opportunity to catch your breath. Now you can walk, you can step, or if you're feeling adventurous this morning, bring your big toes, your ankles together, bend your knees, look forwards, and as you inhale, take a little hop or a series of hops to the top of the mat, and exhale to fold over the legs. Rise up on an inhale, sweeping those arms up to the sky. How did you do, guys? And exhale, coming down into your chair pose. Remember, you can always lower those hands to your heart. Beautiful. We're going to rise up to stand, reaching up towards the sky. Option to stay there or add a little cheeky balance, lifting up onto the balls of the feet. And then slowly sweeping the arms out to the side as you bring the heels down and the hands back to the heart. Beautiful. Let's try that again. Inhaling up. On the other leg this time, as you exhale, bring the hands behind you and interlace them. Soften the knees, draw the knuckles down as you inhale, and then hinging forwards, lifting the arms all the way up and over. And this time, maybe try straightening your legs a little bit in that forward fold, and seeing how that feels on the hamstrings. Hands on your low back, ready to sweep the arms all the way up. Take an inhale. Down into your chair pose, exhale. And again, see if you can just have a little peek at your knees, make sure they're tracking forwards. Take one more inhale there. And as you exhale, we'll hinge forwards, coming down into your fold. Lifting up halfway, inhale. This time, left leg, slide or step it back. Option to bring the knee down to the floor, just work the arms. Or again, walking right foot towards right hand as you take the arms up into your high lunge. So you're balanced on the ball of the back foot. Interlace the hands, push the palms up. We'll take an inhale. We'll side bend to the right, keep the movement nice and small so we can keep our balance. Inhale to the center. Over to the other side. Last time to bring those hands behind the head. Drawing the knuckles nice and wide. You can keep the gaze forwards, or again, coming into that little back bend as you draw the elbows back and open up through the chest. That's a real challenge for balance, so just be mindful. Reaching those arms up, we'll take an inhale. Hands come down as you exhale. Option downward dog, or right leg comes into your three-legged dog. Beautiful. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, roll the body forwards to plank, bringing that foot down. Pause as you press into your hands, doming the upper back, shifting weight forwards and down. Remember, you can use your knees to help you come down onto your belly. Your back bend, cobra, or maybe again that little upward dog. And we'll all meet in downward dog. Pausing to have a rest in child pose if you need to, take your time. That downward dog again, pausing for a moment, gathering your thoughts, gathering your breath. Again, you can walk, you can step, or bring big toes and ankles together, bend your knees, look forwards, and as you inhale, hop, or lots of little hops to the top of your mat. Have a play, and exhale to fold. Let's sweep the arms all the way out, up, and down into your chair pose. Send the weight back into your heels. Lovely, rising up to stand. Option, we stay there, or again, that little lift up onto the balls of the feet, try not to sway the ankles out. This time, can you keep your heels lifted as you lower your arms? Bring the hands to your heart, and then bring the heels down. Woo, well done, team. Give the legs a little shake, shake. Beautiful. So a little balance challenge now. I'll face you for this first one, and then I'll turn onto the side. So bringing the hands to your hips for a little bit of feedback here. So as you lift your right heel, try not to bump that left hip out to the side. So you're pulling up nice and tall, keeping the hips level. You can stay with the ball of the foot on the floor, or bring that knee up towards your chest, holding in front or behind your knee. Hold on to some furniture if you like with the other hand, and we'll just start to circle the ankle there. So pulling up nice and tall. You can always do this with the ball of the foot on the floor as you change directions. You can always keep your foot down. Lovely. And then see if you can flex your foot, bring your knee up, keep it where it is as you reach the arms up towards the sky, one-legged mountain pose. Beautiful. Lower the foot, lower the arms. Have a little pad side to side. Got a wonky floorboard. We'll try it on the other side. So hands on hips. So as you lift left heel, we're not pushing the hips out to the side, nice and tall. So option one, you just stay on the floor, just rolling around the ball of the foot, or reaching forwards, lifting knee up nice and high as you circle off through the ankle. So knee to chest rather than chest to knee. On the way, woo, little clicks and crunches. Maybe accompanying that movement and then flexing the foot. Maybe reaching the arms up into that one-legged mountain pose, great at building strength. And then lower all the way down. So again, standing at the top of your mat, because we're going to be stepping our right leg back first. So feet underneath the hips. Let's bring the hands to the heart. Beautiful. Let's sweep the arms all the way up. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, take a chair pose, but this time we'll sweep the arms back behind you like a Superman cloak, arms facing in. As you inhale, rise to stand, picking up right heel or lift the knee up towards the chest. And as you exhale, lower the foot down into that chair pose, sweep the arms back. Left heel or knee lifts as you rise on up, take an inhale, take your time. Exhale, coming down into that chair pose. Right knee, or just lift the heel, inhaling, arms high. Exhale into your chair pose, sweep the arms back. Lovely. Last time, lifting left heel or the knee. And exhale, come down. Beautiful. This next time, we're going to lift the right knee or heel, pause as you reach up. Hands to hips as you step your right leg back behind you. Back into your high lunge, you can always bring the knee down to the floor. So reaching the arms up, we'll take an inhale. Splitting the arms, right arm in front, left arm behind. And this left arm sweep down towards the floor, and then both arms sweep back up to the sky. Take an inhale. Right arm in front, left arm behind. Back arm sweeps down to come up. Inhale. Last time twisting towards that left knee. Right arm in front. Lovely. Inhaling up. And this time as you exhale, drop that right heel in and we'll open up into your warrior two. Bending your front knee. Reaching the arms out, level with the shoulders. Sinking a little deeper into that front knee. Reaching forwards, bringing forearm or hand to thigh as you take that top arm up and alongside your ear. Coming into that lovely side angle. Pushing out through the outside edge of that back foot. Back into your warrior. Right hand to right hip. Then take your left arm all the way up and back and try and draw that right hip down so we're not scrunching the back. Keep the hand where it is as you straighten that front leg. And then come forwards and down with that left hand onto your thigh, your shin. Coming into triangle, so you roll that top shoulder open. Maybe take your gaze up. You can keep the hand on the hip. Or reach that top arm up towards the sky with your palm facing forwards. You can always bring your gaze down towards the floor if that's preferable today. Lengthening forwards through the crown of the head. Lovely. Keeping that front leg straight, come back up through the middle and reverse. Taking that top arm up and back. Lovely. Bend that front knee back into your warrior, take an inhale. And a big wiggle of the hands down to frame that front foot. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Push off that back foot to come to the top of the mat as you inhale and exhale to fold. Let's rise all the way up to stand. Big breath in. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to your heart. Beautiful. Are you ready for the other side? Inhaling up. Down into that chair pose as you swim the arms back behind you. Lovely. Left heel or knee lifts. We'll take an inhale. Little moment of pause at the top and then down into your chair pose. Right heel or knee, so we rise on up. And then come all the way down. We're going to pause with that left knee lifted, so rise on up, pause. And then hands to hips, step the leg back. Again, getting ready for that high lunge, all 10 toes pointing forwards, body nice and upright. So sweeping those arms up, let's breathe in. And this time, left arm reaches forwards, right arm reaches back. So you're turning towards your right knee. That back arm, we sweep all the way forwards and up, arms lift. And then exhaling, left arm in front, right arm behind, shoulder height. We're splitting the arms, lovely. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Gorgeous. Arms lift up one last time. And then we turn into our warrior two, turning that left foot towards the long edge of the mat, reaching the arms out nice and wide. Go ahead and adjust your feet slightly if you need to. Body nice and upright. Reaching forwards. Right hand or forearm to thigh. Top arm might reach up, or you can reach it alongside your ear. Stretching out through that back foot. And then as you come up through the middle, left hand to hip. As you take that right arm up and back, try and draw that left hip down so we're keeping some space in the low back. Beautiful. Keep the hands where they are. We just straighten that front leg and then come forwards and down, reaching forwards with that right hand onto your thigh, your shin. Maybe resting the back of the hand on the inside of your thigh or shin so you can open up through the shoulder and maybe extend that top arm up towards the sky. Bringing the chest forwards, crown of head lengthening forwards into your triangle. Beautiful. Keep the legs straight as you come up through the middle and then swap the arms over so we reverse that triangle. Lovely. Bending the front knee, take an inhale and exhale. Tick-tock the hands down, a little pivot on the back foot, but this time we'll step back into your plank. Shifting the weight forwards as you inhale. Exhale, lower the knees. And as you come down onto your belly, stack one hand on top of the other. Make a little pillow for yourself. See if you can pick up one leg, stretch it back behind you, and then place it down on the floor. And do the same with the other leg. So we've created some space into the front of the hips. And then that lovely crocodile pose, allow a moment for the body to settle. And then with a flexed foot, bring your right heel in towards your bottom. And if you can, reach around with your right hand to see if you can take hold around your shin, your ankle, or maybe hook your fingers in your trousers. You bring that heel gently in towards your bottom, pressing the hips down into the floor, getting that lovely stretch out through your thigh muscle. So the knee isn't lifted. Lovely. Swapping sides. So left heel coming in. Those knees are parallel, pressing the hips down into the mat if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch this morning. Lovely. And then bringing both hands underneath the head, bending both knees so you can take the toes up towards the ceiling and just rock across the front of the pelvis there, like little windscreen wipers with the legs, just releasing into the hips there. And then take the legs back behind you, hands underneath the shoulders. Come on to all fours. And as you come into a child pose this time, feed your arms back by your legs. So you're stretching your fingers back towards your toes with your palms up towards the sky. And just let your shoulders roll inwards there. We've done quite a bit on the shoulders, so just let them relax there, rolling inwards. Lovely. And then when you're ready, lifting your chest, drop your bottom down to one side and straighten both legs out in front of you. Lovely. You can always pop yourself up on a cushion or a block there if you need it. Generously bend your knees if your hamstrings feel tight. And reach both arms up towards the sky. As you come forwards into your forward fold, if you can find your feet, you might cross the wrists, easing the body down as you gently bring the outside edges of your feet towards you. Otherwise, you can wrap your hands underneath the backs of the thighs if you need a little bit more support today. Allowing the body to move forwards. Slowly, slowly, walking the hands back up the legs. Bring your right heel in towards your bottom. And then just let that knee roll open to the side. You can always pop a cushion or a blanket. If it's uncomfortable on your hips, keep both legs extended. Reaching the arms up, breathing in. Coming straight over that left leg this time as you exhale. Again, you might be able to catch your foot. And ease the body down if that feels good this morning. Lengthening out through the back of that left leg. And walking your way back up, reaching those arms up. Take an inhale. You're going to twist around to the right, so go ahead and bring that left hand across onto your right knee or thigh, or maybe even the floor in front of you. So you turn your body round over that right knee. See if you can flex your left foot, toes to ceiling. Inhale to center. Reach the arms up, and as you exhale, take that twist in the opposite direction. That right hand comes to the outside of the thigh, turning the body round. Lovely. Coming back up through the middle, reaching the arms up. And this time, bring that right hand down behind the hip. Just sweep the left arm in front of the face, and you've got the option to lift your bottom off the floor, coming into that little back bend, only if that feels good. And we'll lower all the way back down. Give the legs a little bounce, and then we'll swap sides. Left heel coming in. Let that knee open to the side, reaching up on an inhale, and coming straight over that right leg as you exhale. Again, you might catch your foot, easing your way down. And walking the hands back up, sweeping the arms up towards the sky, take an inhale. We're going to twist round to the left. So bringing that right hand across the body. You can always bring both hands to the floor, one in front, one behind, or just rest it on the leg. See if you can flex those right toes up towards the sky there. Lovely. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then we'll take that little twist in the opposite direction. Again, trying to keep the toes up towards the sky. Lovely, reaching up. Left hand coming down, right arm sweeps in front of the face, and you've got the option to lift your hips up. You're coming onto the inside of that right foot. Lower yourself all the way down. Bend the knees, cross the ankles, and give yourself a big hug. Lovely, and then from there, separating your feet, coming down onto your back, grabbing a jumper if you're in a cold room. Oh, it's getting a bit chilly now, isn't it? It's jumper time, all right. When you get down onto your back, give those knees a nice squeeze. Have a little rock from side to side. Lovely. And then bring the feet down onto your mat. Snuggling those heels in towards your bottom, reaching your fingertips towards your heels. Let's come up into one last little shoulder bridge. You can stay down on the floor if you've had enough now. We've got the option to tuck your shoulder blades underneath you so you can interlace your hands. See if you can press down through the feet, lift those hips up a little bit higher. We'll squeeze at the bottom there. You're bringing your chest towards your chin. One more breath. And as you bring the arms out, you've got the option again to lift up onto the balls of the feet. Roll your way back down onto the mat. Maybe have a lovely full body stretch there. Taking one leg out in front and then the other, reaching the arms back. Stretching out one last time. And as you lower the arms back down, you can either just let your toes roll open, keep your legs stretched out in front of you, or bend your knees. Take your feet nice and wide apart as you walk your heels back in towards you, and then rest your knees against each other. I'm just going to come up to sit. So just as we did at the beginning, take a moment to get the body nice and comfortable. The arms might be resting down by the side of the body. You might have a hand on the chest, a hand on the heart. And just again, doing that quick scan through the body, noticing any changes or shifts that might have happened at the end of the practice. After an hour of moving gently. Reminding ourselves that today is a brand new day. Every day that came before it has gone. Those days don't matter. You can't alter the story of your past, so let it go. Today you have a brand new chance to embody your values, to show up as your most authentic self, to be your best, to be kind, and to consequentially change the trajectory of your life. Today you woke up holding a pen. Life has given you a brand new chance to write the story. What are you going to write? So maybe taking a moment now to maybe set the little intention for your day ahead. What are you going to write? So as you think on that for a moment, beginning to deepen and lengthen your breath. Again, every inhale, an opportunity to breathe in right down to those lowermost lobes of your lungs. And every exhale, an opportunity to let go of any tension, let go of whatever happened yesterday, the day before, the run up to the class. So Beginning now just to deepen and lengthen your breath. Bring a little bit of movement into your fingers, your toes, maybe have a little roll across the back of your head, from side to side. And then coming back to center. Maybe have one last full body stretch. You can do this from seated if you just want to reach the arms up. If you're lying down, you can open up into that lovely full body stretch. Maybe give the fingers and toes a little wiggle. And then if you're lying down, go ahead and hug your knees back in towards your chest. If you're seated, just bring your hands down. And then rolling or turning so you can lie on one side of the body or the other. It doesn't matter which side you lie onto. Come and join me in a seated position when you're ready. Take your time. Take your time. Lovely. Finding that balance across your sit bones. Lovely. Let's bring the hands to the heart. The thumbs just nestled in towards your breastbone, allowing the chin just to melt down towards your fingertips, lifting up and out the hips as you lift your breastbone to meet your thumbs. Let's finish taking one deep breath in together, reaching the arms up, gathering in, and exhale, bringing the hands down to the heart. Whatever story you choose to write, I hope it's a good one. And namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gosh, it's windy out there. I can hear it blowing.